Why do I feel disassociated from my own personality when I look in the mirror? I get something similar when I look at photos of particular times of my life. I have no association with the person in the photo. Like, I know it's me, because it looks like one, and as far as childhood photos are concerned, I've been told it's me. But I have no connection with the person in the photo. It could be any random kid on the street. I have had a bit of trauma at various points in my life, and I put it down to dissociation as a self-protective measure. Happens to me, but only my face. I look at mirror and it feels I'm staring at someone else. This is a totally normal thing the human mind can do sometimes. Dissociation is usually a trauma response. Something the mind can learn to do when faced with an inescapable threatening situation. There's a section of your brain that maintains your sense of presence and self. Experiments have been conducted in which stimulating this part of the brain has made subjects feel out of body, or as if they're behind their own shoulder. I'd recommend seeing a psychiatrist. Mental health is a very different landscape in the modern world, and techniques for helping those with trauma and issues like yours are very effective. If you can't afford professional help, The Body Keeps the Score is a great source for more information on related topics. And deep breathing, meditation are widely recognized as effective tools to ground yourself in your body and reality. It does. I've had moments in my life when it happened very frequently, but now it only happens if I focus on it. And it happens not just looking at yourself, but also people you are very familiar with, like looking at the faces of long-life friends or family members. It's a random feeling called déjà vu, never seen. You get the feeling like you're truly paying attention to how they look for the very first time. Like you've never seen those faces before. I guess it works in similar ways to déjà vu, just in the opposite way. Yes. It is normal to freak out when you stare at yourself in the mirror. Just don't stare at mirrors, especially when you are alone or at night. Sounds like your present awareness brain is trying to swerve out of its lane into memory territory and causing a traffic jam. 'Cause it's just a meat suit, not really you? Yeah, I get this too. Sometimes when my wife calls me by name, I get really weirded out by it. The world we live in breeds personality disorders. First, we are all pressured to fit in, be normal, even though normal is to be different. Most people, when they describe themselves, the first thing we go to is out jobs or hobbies, so that is who we think we are. With the changes in the world lately, a lot of people have changed jobs or are out of work, so it's easy to lose track of who we thought we were. Along with that, many of us have gone through major physical changes. I personally do not recognize myself both mentally and physically, and it is a major trip. It's terrifying not to know who you are anymore. I've done it a few times, though I think it's usually because of my self-hatred and slew of other issues. But if you're concerned about it, I'd recommend checking out a therapist. I have it too. Maybe you want to read up on depersonalization and derealization, or DPDR. As others have said, trauma response and going through very tough times can do this. This has happened to me since I was a kid. I've talked about it to people, but never could find someone who related. It would happen every once in a while when I looked into the mirror. Sometimes it would just happen randomly. Felt like I was just running in autopilot until slowly I'd remind myself that it actually was my life. I'd explain it as my consciousness was like the energy that drove my vessel had taken reins. The vessel being my body and all the history that it had endured. But my consciousness was not associated with that body and its past. Takes a while to come to again. As time went on, I just learned to stay calm and ride it out. Doesn't happen quite so much anymore. It's disassociating. I think my young brain used it as a coping mechanism to escape my former reality and constant stress as a kid. Thank you for talking about. Nobody I know has experienced this too. If you do anything long enough and focus on its machinations too much, it will feel like a stranger to you. The very reason I don't like looking at mirrors to look at myself unless I'm looking for something specific. Are you an overthinker? That's what I call myself sometimes when I overthink everything. I wonder why everyone isn't like this, but if you look, there are a lot of people out there who don't think very much about anything. Seriously, I don't know if it is normal, but I don't think there is anything wrong with you. I stare at the person in the mirror and wonder why it takes a lot to make her feel secure. I kind of feel sadness for the person I see. Yes, it happens from time to time to people that are awake. Most people are sleepwalking through life, never really thinking about what we are or what makes us us. A lot simply don't have the luxury because they're just trying to survive. Even the brightest minds on the planet don't understand consciousness. There's been some recent breakthroughs and it's absolutely fascinating. While scary, consciousness could be coming from somewhere else and we're picking it up in this world. That's a theory now. I'm constantly thinking about how strange and scary beautiful consciousness is. Are we who we think we are? Is this all a simulation? I don't know. I do know if you really focus and question what it means to be conscious, the more strange it feels. Yeah, it's normal. Get money. I only introspectively look at myself in the mirror when I'm drunk at a party, and it's been quite a while since I've been to one now, lol. Otherwise, it's just a fleeting moment so I can brush my teeth, shave, or something along those lines. I do look at old pictures of myself in high school and think, damn, I looked so great back then, laughing out loud, or my past FB profile pics with EXGFS, old friends, etc. in them, and I think, wow, I really miss all of those people, but it's been way too long for me to send them a message, and so I just forget again, laughing out loud. One thing I do like about having ADHD, makes it easy to forget. One thing is always constant, and that's World of Warcraft, and I'll sometimes go to an area I haven't been to in a long while and remember specifically and exactly what I was going through last time I was in that area or doing that event. Kind of crazy how that works. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I imagine I'm looking at a skull with flesh and I'm thinking about my mortality.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.